everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. I have the Soulless Tarot on the tarot table for this reading. I am still looking at that video that Meghan posted. She's subsequently taken it down, but it has caused something of a storm. And I'm going to look now in this reading at how the video might be affecting Meghan's reputation. She's trying to rebrand, she's trying to pivot, she's trying very hard to present herself as Meghan Sussex, fashionista. How is this stunt, I'm going to call it a stunt, the video, the Paris night scene, the car rolling along past the tunnel, how is that affecting her reputation and her attempt to rebrand? First thing that I have heard is that she allegedly sent a lawyer's letter to the Daily Mail for their headlines. They were screaming about insensitive and tasteless and all the rest of it. It was the lead story at some stage today. The article is still up there. Their response has been to run an opinion poll asking the public what the public thinks about the tasteless stunt. I went and voted. 95% of my fellow voters thought it was a tasteless stunt. Just saying. Then her PR came out with a clapback, of course, in Feminegra, which is a very dubious source. It's not at all transparent and it doesn't have any credibility really. But we're going to just read a little bit. Meghan Sussex note, Paris fashion moment sparks false accusations of disrespect to Diana. Tabloids falsely linked Meghan Sussex's quiet Paris video to Princess Diana's crash site, reviving their pattern of distortion and double standards. All right, so that's the clapback from the PR person. We're going to have a look at this with the Soulless Tarot. I want to know how she felt when she went to bed after posting that thing. I should imagine, I'm speculating on a narc high, and how she felt when she woke up the next morning to that screaming Daily Mail headline, which has been picked up and parroted all over the place. Page 6, New York Post, Radar Online, various other British newspapers. It's gone around the world pretty quickly. It's a bit of the curtsies moment all over again. So her feelings when she posted it and when she woke up to realise, going to ask about the Daily Mail thing. Did she really send a lawyer's letter to them? And her feelings on their response, which, as I say, was an opinion poll. And the article is still up there. It's not the lead story now, but it's still on their website as of very recently when I went to check. And then her PR person, Meredith Maines. How did Meredith Maines feel when she woke up to this mess? The clapback article, how's that landing with the public? And just generally, how's the public feeling about Meghan Sussex right now? I'm seeing the word ghoul around a lot. It's the word I was using yesterday. And I'm seeing the word evil around a lot as well, which reminds me of what the late Queen allegedly said about Meghan. She's evil. I did read on that once a long time ago on this channel, so it's interesting that that word is going around and people are openly talking about either very serious mental health issues or just as I'm using the Soulless Tarot, whether she just really is somebody who is soulless. So we need to say, of course, that this is just tarot and it is for fun and entertainment. It is all my opinion. It's all speculation. I just read energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. I think we need to remember that this is archetypal energy that I read here, of course, because the royal family and their adjacents are archetypes, really. It's the archetypal family. So, underlying energy is the Judgment card. Interesting, because she is being judged. And we are talking about both being judged and your own discernment. And in Meghan's case, she might have intended this in a certain way and then discovered that everyone else was interpreting it in a completely different way. I read yesterday on what message might be being sent to Harry with this video that she posted, but this is the broader public is watching, is judging and questioning her judgment. The card is upright, so it's not terrible, but it is a moment of heightened awareness. The judgment is about awakening, is about a kind of a revelation that you have. And people possibly, I'm speculating, of course, wildly here, as I tilt the camera a little bit, hang on to your straps there, people waking up to her true nature, because that is what judgment is about. You are judged on your essence, ultimately, in your last days and in your last moments, or when that last judgment does come. I hope we're still recording. I think we are. There was another little moment when the screen went blank. Anyway, I'm going to plow on, see what happens. Heart of this reading, we're looking at the public's view of Meghan. 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups is about it's the fantasy, the delusion, and her sense of who she is delusional. That's how I'm going to read that 7 of Cups. The card of infinite possibilities, of pretend as well, and fantasy and playing, sort of role playing, and not being realistic at all about who you are and what you're about and what is on the table for you, what is on offer for you. She was really in her narc high, in her moment of glory, when she was recording that and posting that, and she might not have been necessarily in her right mind. I'm going to say that as well. In my opinion, with Cups always has a hint of maybe she'd had a lot to drink at the party after the show, the Balenciaga show. Maybe she was a little bit inebriated, maybe other substances were at work, whatever, whether prescription or not, and just not necessarily in her right mind when she did this. Not an excuse. She's a middle-aged woman right now. Not an excuse, but I'm talking about state of mind here that's coming through very strongly for me as an energy reader. So let's look at her state of mind when she posted this. How was she feeling when she posted this in herself? I've got the 2 of Swords, and it's in reverse. This is not a happy, cozy, comfortable energy. For all this article in Feminegra tells us that it was her quiet Paris video as being so wickedly misunderstood and twisted and distorted. That 2 of Swords in reverse is not a quiet Paris video. That is someone who thinks, to hell with them all. And then they press the send button or the publish button or the whatever. It's a kind of, it's risky. It's edgy, it's gone past the point of no return when you're in 2 of Swords in reverse energy. You're in that sense of, to hell with all of them. You've made your decision, you've pondered it, you've debated it. I think she thought, I'm going to Paris, this is my opportunity. She knew where everything was. She knew where the hotel was, she knew where the restaurant was, she knew where the show was, she knew the route, and she thought, I'm going to do it. And it's been in her mind. This is how I'm interpreting it. Been in her mind all this time. 2s are decision points, and 2 of Swords is a choice point, a crossroads, literally. Do I do it? Don't I do it? Yes, I'm going to do it. Press the button. Published. So not done out of some just innocent, oh, look at how pretty Paris is by night, the city of lights. No. How did she feel waking up in the morning to all the noise around the world? Was she pleased in her own peculiar way? Was she horrified? What? Page of Cups. She did it for sympathy. Page of Cups, sometimes I would interpret in this instance as an apology, but there is no apology energy coming off that card for me as an energy reader. She thought, when she woke up in the morning and saw how the newspapers were going at her. And they picked up from social media. They picked up from various platforms that discuss the royals, my opinion. I don't think the press came up with this all by themselves. I think Meghan thought that people would feel sorry for her, the public would feel sorry for her and think, oh, you know, you poor dear, you're just driving past where your mother-in-law that you never met, and you're so similar, where she passed away in that tragic accident, hounded to her death by the press, and there you are, poor darling, going past, and look at how nasty everyone's being about it. That's how I'm going to read that. So she honestly misjudged the situation terribly. Judgment card sitting under there with the Seven of Cups, which is an error of judgment because you don't see things clearly. So Daily Mail. Apparently, this is apparently coming from Daniel Martin, her makeup artist, who was very evident in Paris, her little friend who's eternally on her Netflix show as well, her only little friend, possibly, at this point, apart from Marcus. So this is the source, apparently, for this story that she actually sent a lawyer's letter to the Daily Mail about their screaming headline. Let's look at that. Ace of Cups expecting an apology. There is an apology. Really was expecting them to take it down and say, oh, so sorry. And, you know, she was once very powerful. She got Piers Morgan fired. She got, I can't think of her name now, Sharon Osbourne, chased off her show in the United States. She heads rolled. She almost got Jeremy Clarkson cancelled as well, except he was too valuable. She was very, very powerful once. She isn't anymore, but that's what she expected with that Ace of Cups. She expected that they would apologize, they would grovel, they would backtrack. They are, of course, in the middle of a dispute, a very, very expensive legal dispute with Harry. So I think she thought that she would win this one. How does she feel about the fact that they doubled down, really? There have been a few more articles about the story over the course of today, and an opinion poll asking the public's opinion, and the opinion poll has gone very badly against Meghan so far. Anyway, the Tower, and it's in reverse. She can't believe it. She thought that they would be the one to fall and crash, surrender, basically. And in fact, she is the one who's crashing down with that Tower card in reverse. That's how I'm reading that anyway. It's a real shock to her. Can't believe it. Cannot believe that they're just carrying on with the story. And of course, everyone else has picked the story up now. And it's too late. It's too late to stop it. And even if the Daily Mail did come out with an apology now, given their track record in recent weeks with Prince Harry, so it's same journalist 1 minute writing out the one side of their mouth or talking out the one side and then the next out the other side of their mouth. Nobody's going to buy it. It's too late. This tower has really gone down. It's gone crashing down. That's how I'm reading the fact that this card is in reverse as extra crashing down. It's a real shock to her that this has gone so horribly wrong. Can't say she doesn't deserve it. So let's look at the PR person, Meredith Maines. How did Meredith Maines feel when she woke up to see the headlines and now figure out what she's going to do? 10 of Wands. This could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, this latest stunt, Meghan in Paris. I bet you that Meredith Maines worked her behind off to get this gig and to make it all go reasonably smoothly, working with the Jill, whatever her name is, Smoller, the agent at WME that is following Meghan around in Paris, working with Balenciaga, working possibly with Kris Jenner, getting this gig for Meghan, getting her over there, getting it all going smoothly, trying to rebrand her, the whole Meghan Sussex thing, which tells me again that Harry is gone from this relationship, but we're going to check it again. This is the end for her. How much more can she endure? How many more ridiculous things has she got to deal with when she's working so hard to get both of them on track? Don't forget that Harry did exactly the same thing. She got everything that he wanted. She got the meeting with Pa even. And then he went and blew it with that Guardian interview because he was so up his own, you know what, afterwards, after meeting with Pa and thinking he'd got his half in, half out thing back and went and boasted to the Guardian, and that destroyed the whole thing right there. Meghan's done exactly the same thing. That's my opinion. This article that I read from Feminegro, is it going to have any impact other than with the squaddies who will believe every word of it and think that the British tabloids are just have it in for Meghan because she's biracial? Is it going to have any impact with the public? Six of Pentacles, no. Six of Pentacles is a kind of a generous, charitable energy. It's in reverse. People aren't responding to this in the way that they're expected to. They're not being manipulated. Charity, giving and taking, giving and receiving, can have an energy of a certain amount of manipulation about it. I'm going to give you this and then you give me back whatever. I give you money, you give me back loyalty. I give you this article, you give me back, oh, we forgive her and we understand and it was the nasty British press's fault. People aren't falling for it. They're not buying it. Quite literally, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And also, a lot of people have been pointing out the fact that Meghan is going to collect a mental health award next week for her work with children. And of course, the Balenciaga scandal has been dredged up again. And Meghan is now very much associated with that scandal. And people aren't buying the fact that she's going to get this award in New York next week. They don't think that it's at all appropriate. So if anything, it's made the situation worse. Generally, the public, their perception of Meghan Markle now as a result of this, is it worse? Maybe it can't get any worse. Maybe it's already as bad can be. Just asking. I've got the Four of Wands, which is quite an interesting card because it's a very stable and a very happy card. It's a celebration card, but I don't think that that's what's coming through because it's also, for me as an energy reader, the archetypal family that I've been talking about at the start of this reading, the royal family. It's the firm, the Four of Wands, stable, happy, secure. There's something about this, almost a protective feeling towards the royal family that's coming through the energy of this card for me as an energy reader, that the people are saying, thank goodness, Forest Lodge. Does this not speak of Forest Lodge to you? Thank goodness Forest Lodge is so carefully barricaded. It's been in the news. They've got a safe space around Forest Lodge, that the Wales family is hidden in the forest, safe, protected, the five of them living their lives there very safely, away from this ghoulish, in my opinion, and not only my opinion, away from this ghoulish energy, and they cannot be harmed by it. It's a very powerful energy that's coming through. I find it very, very interesting that this is how the public are swaying. Not that they were against William and Catherine, but they're even more for them as a result of what Meghan has just done. I personally believe, this is my energy reading, my personal opinion, and that's how it's reading for me. That is the reading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.